What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 4 of NHL 24 Chicago Blackhawks Franchise Mode Series. Thank you so much for the support on the last video. If you wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up on this one as well, I'd really appreciate it. We're currently 3-2-1 the preseason. Schmaltzer's got 9 points in 6 games. If you guys missed the last episode, unfortunately, again, no Stanley Cup for us. It actually went to the Winnipeg Jets, who beat us in the first round. So we did lose the eventual Stanley Cup winner, but still, a lot, I think, of progress can be made here in these playoffs. I've yet to make a deep run, even though I feel like, especially last year, our team was pretty stacked, and this year is no different. First line there, Ehlers, Bedard, Kaprizov. We just signed Kaprizov this summer. Thought about trying to make a trade for him. It cost too much. I ended up signing him for free. I mean, that top line is nasty. Second line even, Hall, Reichel, Schmaltz, I think is very capable. On the third line here, we finally have Konsta Helenius making the team. I actually asked my Finnish friend Ken how to pronounce his name. So yeah, Konsta Helenius. I was saying it way wrong. Frank Nazar there in the middle. Maggio on the left wing. So kind of a young gun line. Fourth line there is the same as last year. Greer, Jury, Fernandez. I think very solid. Fernandez for sure, once he grows a bit more, will be a third liner for us with that melee potential. Probably actually a top 6 eventually. Defensively, we're actually kind of stacked this year. Top 4 there, Shabbat, Carlson, Jones, Korchinski. I know, Carlson's down to an 84, but you look at his offensive stats, they're still very solid, especially that 95 offense awareness and poise. Korchinski even 85 with 97 passing. Didn't put up a ton of points last year. I'm hoping this year is different. Hellison's on 83, paired up with Murphy on the bottom pair. Goaltending there, we brought in Andre at the trade deadline, 89 overall. Cal Klang there backing him up. In terms of the power play, power play 1 there is absolutely nasty. They get a +5. Power play 2 even I think looks pretty solid. Trying the Avs strategy here. We've got 3 defensemen because they're all pretty good. Why not just give them a try there? 4-man power play 1 +3. 4-man power play 2, there's a 0. You can see I got Helenius on that unit. Again, I try to make sure every single player is getting some special team time. You guys can see the first PK that gets a +5. I got Maggio and Nazar on the second, so again, that's kind of their role. Fernandez there on the third. I think Drury's on the third 3-man just because he's really good in the face-off circle. I realize Lowe's defensive awareness isn't the greatest, so maybe that's a better spot for him. Now, in terms of the AHL team, they're kind of stacked too. Tanner Howe, obviously Bedard's teammate of Regina. Hopefully make the NHL soon, play with him. Playing with Khrushchev and Sokolov for now. We got Lucius in free agency somehow. Iskakov there, Hayes. The bottom 6, you got Doc, Bork, Bank here. I think all 3 of these guys were on the Canadian World Junior team. Fourth line there, solid. Oliver Moore finally getting some ice time. Nolan Allen's an 82 in the AHL. Even Vlasic 79. Both those guys could be on the NHL team next year if we decide to trade away a couple guys. I think Carlson's definitely just going to be like a 1-year thing. We'll let him go to free agency. Daigle there, 81 overall already. So definitely will be the backup next season. I think, Klang probably gets something for. So, again, the team looks to be in a pretty good spot. I'll show you guys the ratings here before we get started with the sim. As you guys can see there, we've got 99 offense now, which is pretty nuts. 91 defense and 88 goaltending. So, hopefully this team can make a run at it this year. Let's see what happens. And actually, guys, before we get started with the sim, I almost forgot I have to do some contract extensions. So, Taylor Hall here I mentioned I want to keep until he retires with Bedard. 2 years, 4.5, I think is pretty fair. He'll probably say yes to like 2 years, $4 million. He's 34 years old. Hopefully he does at least save us a bit of money. Korchinski could have a big year. I want to get him locked up. 3 years, 4.8. Okay, we got 6 years left of this thing. 5.5 potentially for 6 years. I think would be a pretty good contract for him as he gets better. Carlson, again, we're just going to let go after this season. Nazar also could be better this year. 2 years, 4. I don't really see him asking for more than that. He doesn't really have the ice time to kind of put up the numbers. Demand more than $4 million. Hellison, 2 years, $1 million. That's actually insane for an 83. Very, very good deal. If he was like on the open market, he'd be asking for probably 4 or 5 million. Even Vlasic here currently making $1 million. He wants 900K for 2 years. That's actually really good. Especially, if he ends up being a 6th defenseman for us based on trades or whatever. Oh my, look at this, guys. They just finished through the preseason. Kaprizov must have had a huge game against the Preds. Ends up to 12 points there in 7 games. Hoping he can keep that up during the regular season. But, of course, we're now waiting for the contract signings. Vlasic said yes. Same with Hellison. Both those were great contracts. Taylor Hall said yes. And Korchinski. So, I think that's everyone made an offer on and looks good. Alright, guys. So we're now at the end of December here with a record of 20-13-1. Pretty solid. We're actually tied with the Stars and the Coyotes for first place there in the division. Let's take a look here. Ehlers leading scorer, over a point per game. I love that. Obviously, prefer for Bedard, but that's okay. Khrushchev there, almost a point per game. AHL team, again, isn't doing that great. They're third last in the division. Do we need like a new AHL head coach? Because on paper, the AHL team is stacked. The head coach is a B-, 74% staff chemistry. He looks to be pretty good for an AHL coach, aside from the bad offense. But his specialty there is defenseman. Associate coach, let's see. He's also got D- offense, so maybe just no good. Oh, wow. The assistant coach as well has terrible offense, so maybe that's what it is. You know what, guys? I'm going to fire the AHL head coach here. They're simply not doing good enough. And this is kind of stupid, guys. So I was going to promote the associate to an interim head coach before I went and hired a new one, but I have to make him the head coach. That is the dumbest thing ever. And now look who's available, guys. Joe Pavelski here, Rolls AHL head coach. Maybe he'll agree to be the associate coach because the season has already started. That'd be kind of fun. All right, so Pavelski said no because he wants to be a head coach. I kind of figured. Just got an interesting trade here, guys, from the Bruins. 5th round pick for Jack Drury. I mean, he's our 4th line center. I'm really not sure why I would randomly give him up. Edmonton's basically giving us the same thing. They also want to swap thirds. We're approaching the trade deadline here. Still in a playoff spot, which is good to see. I guess the assistant GM must put Drury on the trade block. But as you guys can see, we're currently 3rd place in the division. We're a point back the Stars for 2nd. 5 points back the Avalanche, but we have 3 games in hand. So we're definitely still right in the thick of it. Let's see, Bedard's our leading scorer. Love that. 65 points in 60 games. AHL-wise, Khrushchev there's got 38. AHL team, 58 points. Okay, so they're actually like kind of close to being a wildcard team. They got a couple extra games, but we'll see if, firing the head coach helps them out or not. Again, trade deadline here. I don't think we have too much cap space, but we are definitely a buyer. We'll see. If there's the right move to be made, we're going to make it. I try not to be too quiet ever at the deadline. Scheifele, Hellebuck there, both 1 year left. So kind of what was expected to happen this year before, of course, they both got extensions. Chikrin, Weegar, Hurdle, McCann, Gustafsson, Askarov, interesting, now an 87. Not much value either, honestly. 2 years left at 1.7. Jeez, that is such a good contract. 87 overall goalie. Brandon Montour, Mark Stone. I'm taking a look at under stats right now, guys, because if he's not playing that well, I'm immediately going to go after Askarov because we're saving $5 million in doing so. 908, 291. I mean, that's pretty good. But for $5 million less, we get Askarov. Ooh, 887, 386. Now, the Preds aren't a great team, so that's probably a big reason why. And now check this out, guys. The Philadelphia Flyers have Sidney Crosby on the trade block. I know people always say I trade for Crosby every time, but I mean, he's on the Philadelphia Flyers, which I don't think would ever happen. I think it makes sense for us to save him, from his rival team. Also, too, if you guys watched, the first game of the NHL a couple nights ago, Crosby versus Bedard. If you guys didn't know, Crosby was like, Bedard's favorite player growing up. I think it'd be really cool if we bring Crosby onto the team, have Bedard play with his childhood idol, maybe win a Stanley Cup with him this season. He's making $5 million. We retain half. That's only $2.5 million. Could be like our 4th line center at worst case. He's 83 overall. You guys can see he has lost some X factors, which is cool to see due to his drop in rating. He's got 34 points still in 62 games, so honestly isn't that bad for Sid the Kid. I feel like he's definitely slowed down a bit more than he would have in previous games. So honestly, what are we looking to give up here for Sid? I would say just draft picks. We've got 4 thirds. Would like our 3rd and the Avs 3rd get it done? Again, the Flyers definitely have to retain 50% on this, and that would make it go through. The 2 thirds, though, do not look to be enough. Maybe I'll throw in Misiak here, 22 years old, still only a 67 with medium top 9 potential. See if there's like another prospect that potentially could want. Honestly, I'll throw in these 2 medium 7Ds just as freebies. I don't know, 2 thirds and an okay prospect for Sid the Kid. He's getting up there in age. Maybe the Flyers say yes just to get something. They're actually in a playoff spot right now, so I guess they just don't want Crosby. And they say no to that deal, okay. They basically don't retain the salary unless it's a better offer. 3rd this year plus a 2nd next year. With all the prospects, the value's now quite heavily on our side. Trade still rejected. Interesting. Not only retain the salary, even though we're literally at the trade deadline. See, that doesn't make any sense. And they have $20 million there in cap space. Alright, guys, we're going to try a 3rd and 4th round pick this year, 2nd next year, plus Misiak there for Crosby. Come on. Trade still rejected. They don't retain the salary. I hope this isn't a glitch. Like, it doesn't make sense. The value stuff on our side is on the block. Expiring deal. There's really no reason why they should not want to keep this. We'll also add a 5th round pick just to try and make the value even more on our side. Okay, so we really had to overpay there. I don't know. I feel like they're being pretty stingy for how much cap space they have and being at the trade deadline. They have to pay him for like the next month and a half, not the whole year. That seems strange. And I just noticed Brock Besser on the block here. Had 4 goals last night for the Canucks. Not too bad. Also, Freddie Anderson now on the Canucks. Also on the block. Pretty low value there. But again, I think we'll just stick with Andre for now. Alright, guys. So the trade deadline's now over. I just made that one move there for Crosby. Mario Ferraro going to the Washington Capitals. Neil Pionk to the Panthers. Jason Zucker there to the LA Kings. Brodin to the Canucks for Besser. So Besser returns home there to Minnesota. Patty Kane back on the Rangers. Let's see, anything else? Washington there got a 1st round pick for Jacob Vrana, so his stock went way higher. Jersey, the Florida Panthers. Yamamoto, the Canucks. Hurdle, the Boston Bruins. That's big for 2 1st round picks. They also got Tarasenko with Hurdle. That's crazy. Jake DeBrusk there to the Hurricanes. Montreal Canadiens there got a 1st round pick for Brandon Montour. Pretty big return. Zutterlund there to the Devils. I think the Sharks are just completely selling, acquiring a ton of picks. The Penguins got a 1st round pick for Pierre-Olivier Joseph. Provorov there to the Kings. Sprong to the Ducks. Provorov actually went to the Wild first, then got flipped to the Kings. Interesting. But yeah, this trade here was huge. Hurdle and Tarasenko were 2 firsts. Alright guys, so looking at our forward group here, deciding where to put Crosby in. Obviously not going to touch the top 6. Looking at the bottom 6 here, I'm honestly just concerned with plus minus. Maggio's a plus 9, Nazar minus 1, Hellenius there's a plus 3, Greer plus 4, Drury's a minus 4, and then Fernandez actually a plus 5. So even though Drury's really good in the faceoff circle there with 90 faceoffs, he's coming out for Sid the Kid, who honestly is also pretty good in the faceoff circle. Yeah, he's got 88, so pretty much just a better version of him. Now, is Sid really going to play 4th line for us? I don't think so. I feel like, let's see, Sid's got to get on that 3rd line. Maggio there's got 28 points, Nazar's got 19, and then Hellenius there's got 21. Nazar was also a minus 1. So honestly, for the last month and a half, I think we're just going to do that there. That way, Sid can play a bit more. Alright guys, so the regular season is now over. We finished the record there, 46, 28, and 8. 100 points exactly on the year. We're going to be playing the Avalanche in the first round. AHL team. Alright, even after firing the head coach. Actually, you know what? They have a chance because they're currently tied with the Moose there. And I'm pretty sure there's 4 teams from each division that make the playoffs. Maybe the AHL team will somehow squeak in again this year. Kershaw, 48 points, 69 games. I think he's done growing now, so that'll be his last year with us. Leading scorer in the NHL is Connor Bedard, 87 points, 82 games. Look at that. He put up 87 points the year we acquire Sid. Pretty fitting, I'd say. Behind him, Kaprizov also over a point per game. Ehlers just shy there with 80. You got Carlson putting up 75 points. That's why we got him. He's actually down to 83 now. He's a point producer, so I think that's a big reason why those guys had good years. Reichel, 64, is still playing well. Hall just shy. Schmaltz, 54. Jones almost had 50. Same with Shabbat. Maggio, 33 on the 3rd line's not bad. Korchinski, I don't know why, is not producing, like, point-wise. 97 passing. Maybe just the offensive awareness isn't high enough. I feel like he should be doing better. Sid the Kid. Crosby has somehow glossed right over. He's got 39 points in 83 games. I think that's with us. He's got... Oh, wow. He had 5 points in 21 games with us. Why is he doing so bad? He actually lost 2 X Factors since I got him. Alright. Minus 20. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, maybe he'll just be like a super 4th liner at this point for us. And now look at the goalie stats here, guys. Jake Andre had a 9-1 save percentage, 283 goals against. That's actually very, very solid. AHL Daigle here, 917, 2.5. His rookie here in the AHL, I believe. Or maybe it's his first year starting, but still, really, really good. AHL forwards. So yeah, like, I mean, there are playing 69 games, but to not even have a single guy put up 50 points. Did have a lot there, you know, 40 plus. Still, I think, you know, they could be doing better. And now look at the entire league here, guys. Ovechkin had 108 points at 41 years old, so he's still thriving unlike Sid. Gaudreau, 105. Robertson, McDavid, Draisaitl, Kucherov, Matthews, all had 100 plus. Stammer there and Panarin, both 99. Goals, Ovechkin was 62. Continues to get it done, even at 85 overall. You can see he's still got that gold 1T, probably because he's got, you know, 62 goals. Even though he's 41, he's not losing that quite yet. Kel McCarr there led defenseman in scoring, 89 points. And Carlson there did finish 3rd in defensive scoring, which is nice. In terms of the goaltenders, Hofer there the most wins with the Telus Stars after we trade him away. Oh my gosh, that's just so typical. Save percentage here though for a starter, Carter Hart, 916. And then goals against here goes to Swayman, but actually Hart tied him there. And he had more wins and a better save percentage. So I think Carter Hart's taking home the Vezina. And then finally here, guys, looking at rookie skaters. Ty Voigt with the Leafs, 66 points. His rookie season, 83 overall. Not bad. And Gavin McKenna, of course, his rookie year, had every X factor but his own ability. He put up 64 with the Wild. Also, 2 Cole Eiserman and Leonard there finally make it to NHL. They had 52 points respectively. Ryan Suzuki, 51. Actually finally grew a bit. Last year he was always a buzz, so that's good to see. And now in terms of the entire league here, guys, the Lightning dominated, 122 points. We actually finished 6th there in the entire league. Unfortunately, still 3rd in our division. That just shows you the Central, all this done is pretty good. Florida there at 15 miss. Winnipeg in at 19. Okay, so I said how the Central was good, but I guess we're just top heavy. Flames last NHL, goes for, goes to the Lightning. We were 5th though, so we like that. Goals against, the best in the NHL is the Lightning. And we were actually at the top of the page. So pretty good season. I think that's the first time we've been, you know, top of the page in both goals for and goals against. But as I mentioned to you guys earlier, we're playing the Avalanche here in the first round. Hopefully can get by them, actually going a deep playoff run here for once. And so now looking at the Avs here, guys, they still have Landeskog, McKinnon, and Rantanen on that first line, all 90 plus. McKinnon 96, Rantanen 95, ridiculous. Nichushkin, Colton, Lekkonen's 87, Colton's 86. That top 6 is nasty. Even the 3rd line, Olsen, Lowry, Boyd's very capable. 4th line's not bad at all. Defensively, they got Byram, McCarr, Gerard, Taze. That top 4 might be the best in the NHL. And then goaltending, okay, that's their weak spot. Jonas Johansson is 78, Hellberg 78. They have no goaltending. So hopefully Connor Bedard, you know, the rest of our star forwards can just kind of pop off, keep us in this game, because I think on paper the Avs forward and defense are actually both better than us. So First 2 games here, guys, in Denver, Colorado. We get a 7-3 win and a 5-3 loss. I mean, I'll go 1-1 through the first 2. Head home to Chicago, 3-1 loss. And a 4-0 win. All right, 2-2, 1-0 loss. Very, very close. Can we force Game 7 here at home? And we do. We win 6-3. So heading to Colorado now for Game 7. Let's sim this thing period by period. Let's go. We're up 1-0. Taylor Hall. And still 1-0. Third period. 2-0 win. Connor Bedard with the insurance goal. We are moving on to round 2. That was a close one, I thought, honestly. After we were down 3-2, that was it for us. And we've got the Dallas Stars here in the second round. So how cool is that? Andre and Hofer are going to be playing against each other. Bedard, they're averaging a little over a point per game. We like that. So the Dallas Stars here got Robertson, Hintz, and Sagan on the first line. Johansson, Domi, Stankoven, Marchment, Johnston, Nosen there, Steele, Delandria, and Ben. I'm surprised Johnston hasn't grown at all. I believe he starts out at 82. Heiskanen on the top pair with Montour. They just picked up the trade deadline. Hronek, Lundqvist, Harley, and Clifton. I mean, this team's solid. They got Hofer's down 86, Forsberg. So, yeah, the team's good. I think on paper, I feel like we probably have an edge, but it's very, very close. So definitely, could go either way. They do have the home ice advantage, so the first 2 games here are in Dallas. And we get a 5-3 win, a 5-2 win. Let's go. Up 2-0, headed home to Chicago. 4-2 win. Are you kidding me? We sweep the Dallas Stars, who won our division. I think we're second in the entire NHL. That is awesome. So we're currently 8-3 now in the playoffs. And look at this, guys. In the third round, we got the Anaheim Ducks in the conference final. Of course, Bedard's going to be facing off against the number 2 in his draft class in Leo Carlsson. He's currently got 17 points there in 11 games. So taking a look at the Ducks. Speaking of Carlsson, 88 overall now on that first line. No zone ability, but he has franchise potential. Playing with Zegras and Terry. Sprong, McTavish, Duclair. Lundstrom, Strom, Fast, Perreault, Bemstrom, and Janmark. Defensively here, Zelliger now an 89. Playing with Drysdale, a 92. Oh my, he just popped off. Pesci, Forsling, a solid second. Mintikov only an 83. And then Chromiak there, 84. Interesting. Okay, so that defense is very, very good. Gibson's still an 85 there. Dossel backing up, an 83. Honestly, their strong suits their defense. I think their forwards, they got some good players for sure. Like, they got 2 90s in Zegras, McTavish, their 1-2 punch. Don't have as much forward depth as us, though, I don't think. Defensively, they got the edge. Goaltending-wise, we have the edge. So honestly, just like the last 2 matchups, this should be a good series. I'll send this thing period by period. Also, too, I see we have the home ice advantage. And in the first game, it's 2-2. Korchinski, Shabbat, Drysdale, Terry for them. So the defenseman there got most of the points. 3-3. Zegers for them, Schmaltz for us. After the third, are you kidding me? Zellweger. Power play game winner. All right, so down 1 early, but, it was a close game there. Hopefully, we can at least take 1 win at home. If not, we're not in a good spot. So here we go, guys. Game 2. We're up 1-0 early. Maggio. 3-1 now. Greer and Kaprizov sprung for them. And 4-2. Maggio gets an empty ender for a second. Lundstrom gets 1, but not going to be enough. So luckily, they tie the series up. So here we go, guys. Game 3 now in Anaheim. 1-1. Nazar Zegras. After 2, Kaprizov, Maggio. We're up a couple. And we hold on there. Okay, I was a little bit worried. The way it kind of simulates, the score is hidden. So you have a couple seconds there where you don't know what happened. Obviously, you're just kind of waiting for the reveal. I feel like it just makes it a bit more stressful. But we're now up 2-1 here in the series. Game 4. Can we take 2 games in Anaheim? And 0-0 after 1. They had a power play. 3-0. Reichel, Carlson, Bedard. Let's go. Bedard's been kind of quiet, honestly. And we hold on there for a 3-0 win. Andre gets the shutout. So that is huge. 3-1 series lead now. We've won the last 3 games. Andre hasn't let in more than, I think he's let in 3 goals in 3 games. So he's got a 1 goal against the last 3. I don't want to jinx him, but hopefully we can keep that up. Game 5 here is back home in Chicago. And we have a 1-0 lead there thanks to Greer, the 4th line. Hull there makes it 2-0, couple former Bruins. And 4-1, Bedard empty netter. Reichel, let's go. We beat the Ducks in 5. And for the first time, we're moving on to the Stanley Cup final. This is also the first time we've been in the conference final. I think the first we made it was the second round before. So who are we going to play? I actually hadn't even seen the East, what the matchups were. And we got the New York Rangers here. I accidentally simmed game 1, but it was a 3-1 win. Let's go. We take those accidental wins. Okay, so Bedard, 24 points, 17 games. You like to see that from the captain, the generational player. Obviously, too, this is an original 6 matchup. Chicago versus New York. Very, very cool. I'm curious to see what their team's looking like at this point. So Panarin's still on 94 overall. That's ridiculous. The fact Kane's back on the team, facing off against his old team in Chicago, is kind of crazy. He's down to an 80. Still has a couple of passing X factors because his puck skills there are still ridiculous. Kako there's an 88 now. Hiddle 87. Lafreniere 87. Kaloran, Trocheck, Appleton, Phillips, Rodriguez, Lindblom. Okay, so they don't have the depth we do, but, their top 6 is solid. And now defensively here, guys, they got Condrey, Miller, and Fox in the top pair. Fox is a 96, just an absolute beast. Trebuchet, Joseph, Schneider. Goaltending-wise, Shesterkin still in net, 92 overall. The Smith macking him up. So they definitely have the goaltending edge. I mean, defensively, they got the best D-man in Fox, but I think like we actually have the better D-core. And then forward-wise, I like us as well. I just want to see the ratings here. Hopefully they actually stay up this game. I'm not actually sure if I've looked at it. So we've got 100 offense now after adding to the kid. 90 defense, 88 goaltending. They've got 95, 96, 91. So we have 5 better offense, but surprisingly, we've got like 8 worse defense. That has to just be due to Adam Fox. And then their goaltending, of course, we kind of already knew was going to be better with Shesterkin. But we got a 1-0 series lead. We've actually got the home ice advantage as well. So game 2 here in Chicago. Can we keep it going? And 2-0 for them. Hiddle, of course. Patty Kane has to do that to us. Are you kidding me? 4-4. What an answer. Ehlers with 2. Carlson 1. Kaprizov's advantage also gets 2 for them. Both those guys looking for hat tricks here in the third. Also potential game winners. And 6-5, they take it. Lindblom, Joseph there got the game winner. Nazar added 1 for us. Unfortunately, of course, could not get to that game-winning goal. So, series is tied 1-1. I mean, honestly, in the Stanley Cup Final, you take that. Head to Madison Square Garden now. Game 3 in New York. Can we get the lead? After 1, 2-1 for us. Schmaltz, Kaprizov, Panarin for them. 3-2 now. Kaprizov again. Phillips for them. Actually didn't even notice Phillips on that team. And 4-2, we hold on. Bedard there with the power play goal against Shesterkin. So we take that for sure. 2-1 series lead. If we can make it 3-1, I'd be much more comfortable than if the New York here can tie it up. So game 4 here, guys, is huge, very pivotal. And they have a 2-0 series lead. Hiddle Lafreniere, 3-0. We have to have a huge third here. Answer back. And no. 5-0 loss. Kakko's advantage. Yeah, they just wanted that more. Tie the series up. And so here we go, guys. Game 5 in Chicago. We win this. We get the series lead back. And we're up 2-1 early. Schmaltz, Shabbat, Trocheck for them. 4-1. Korchinski, Ehlers. Come on, hold on. 5-3. They pushed, but luckily Kaprizov there kind of got that insurance goal. And we were able to hold on. They actually outshot us too. So I think Andre playing pretty well here. And we are now 1 win away from being Stanley Cup champions. I honestly, the thing I want to see most, guys, is Connor Bedard passing off the Stanley Cup to Sidney Crosby. If they don't have Sid as an option, I'll be so pissed. Also, we got to win the game first, right? We got 2 games left. We got to win one of them. Please, please, EA, let this happen. Game 6 in New York. And we're down 1. Condre Miller. We're down 2. A lot of time left, though. We could definitely, you know, make a comeback of a power play. We need 1 here. Unfortunately, cannot get it. Shots, they're pretty equal. We actually have a slight lead. They have a power play, and they get another goal there from Hiddle. I mean, unless it's going to be a Toronto-Boston collapse, down 3 with less than 10 minutes to go. It's not looking good for us, guys. Reichel gets 1. Seth Jones gets 1. There's no way. 4 minutes, 3-2. Oh my gosh. When that goal popped up, I thought for half a second it was us. I thought we actually tied it up. Unfortunately, Schneider there. Make sure they hold on. Game 7, Stanley Cup Final. This is what you play for. At home. Original 6 matchup. Come on. Like, we couldn't write it up better than this. Here we go. First period. 1-0 lead. Taylor Hall. Second period. Okay. Still 1-0. We're out shooting them. Power play. That's huge. We can't convert, though. Oh, Connor Bedard immediately after. We're literally almost doubling their we are doubling their shots. 37 to like 16 it was. 2-0. Halfway through the third period. Come on, Bedsy. Get us another. 5 minutes to go. It's still 2-0. 2.5, 1.5, 35 seconds left. All right. I think I'm just going to play it, guys. I want to make sure I can, like, you know, hand the Stanley Cup off. Plus, I want to feel the team. 30 seconds left, 2-0. All right, so for some reason, we got the third line out there, the Young Gun line. And right there, guys, you can see them getting the Stanley Cup ready. 2-0 lead, less than 30 seconds left. And look at that. Connor Bedard just took the goal lead in the playoffs. Was that Pavel Buchnevich was actually the leader somehow, even though I don't even think he's still playing because he didn't show his team. Ooh, Ehlers with a steal. 20 seconds now. We got the full pressure. In the Stanley Cup Final, Carlson here. Just, we're basically puck ragging in the offensive zone. Ehlers, just hold it. Ooh, that would have been so bad. To Kaprizov. Nice save from Shesterkin. Bedsy's out there with 3 seconds left. Okay, gets tied up, but doesn't matter. 2 seconds, 1. There you have it, guys. Chicago Blackhawks are once again Stanley Cup champions. Led by the Phenom and Connor Bedard. Very cool, too. I think Erik Karlsson just won his first ever Stanley Cup. Of course, Crosby gets his 4th. You love to see that. And look at that, guys. Bedard also got the Conn Smythe Trophy. Hopefully his first of many. We still got, you know, 6 years left here to try and win 1 or 2 more Stanley Cups. Really turn this thing I guess, into like the second Chicago dynasty. Obviously, the first being with Kane and Taves. We can do another one here with Bedard and, you know, Kaprizov and Ehlers. I think that'd be pretty awesome. And look at that too, guys. You got the red confetti coming down, not blue. They finally fixed it in this game. And right there you have Bedard, right, number 98 in the C for Chicago Blackhawks, hoisting the Stanley Cup. You love to see that. His first year, too, off his ELC. I really thought last year was our best year to win it, but I'll take it no matter when it comes. Again, I'm really hoping Crosby's available as, like, the first choice here. I think that'd be so cool. And he is. Let's go. Bedard passing off the Stanley Cup to his idol growing up in Crosby. You can't... Come on, guys. That is just perfect. I mean, Crosby wearing Chicago jersey, I'm not going to lie, is a little bit weird to see, but still a very cool moment. And now next year, I think he's got to give it to Seth Jones. He's been on the team for a while, struggled through some bad years. And I'm wondering, too, Seth Jones has it here. Who do we give it to next? You know what? It's got to be Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall never won a Stanley Cup until now. Reason why I wanted him on the team was to actually get his first Stanley Cup. And Hall's not available. That is just... We'll say he got it fourth, and we'll give it to Kaprizov next. Kaprizov, of course, another big part of this Stanley Cup win. And right there, you guys can see all the players that lifted the Stanley Cup staying next to each other. Pretty cool shot. And right here, you guys get the Stanley Cup pick. Bedard there right in the middle. Seth Jones next to him. Then you got Sid. I can see Ehlers on the side. Same with Hall. Carlson there in the back. Shabbat, I think I just noticed too. Very, very cool. I think we got a bit of a glitch here with the Stanley Cup lighting because the top there does not look like the bottom. Not ideal, but still, we got the Stanley Cup, so can't be too upset. And right there, you guys can see the names, Chicago Blackhawks 2026, 2027. It does suck, so it still shows like the real life last year winner next to you, opposed to in-game winner. But Connor Bedard, captain. You can see Crosby there, his name as well. You love that. And I just realized, guys, I totally forgot to check the AHL team. Did they even make the playoffs? They did not. They actually lost out on a tiebreaker. The Moose there, the same amount of points, but that's okay. I think I'll take the Stanley Cup over the Calder Cup any day. So we'll keep simming here, make sure like everything finishes up. As you can see, Stanley Cup champion, Chicago Blackhawks, love it. And the Calder Cup champions there with the Coachella Firebirds. Bedard actually had 32 points in 23 playoff games, so absolutely popped off. He was doing better in the playoffs than he was in the regular season, which honestly you kind of need to win the Stanley Cup. Kaprizov as well, tore it up. Ehlers there, a little under a point per game. The plus minus on that top line, though, was ridiculous. I just noticed, too, Bedard didn't take a single penalty in the playoffs. Like, that's crazy. Carlson did the same thing. Not a single penalty there, 17 points. Maggio as well, not a single penalty. You love that. Just guys playing clean, especially in the playoffs. You don't expect that too much. Crosby, you can see, only had 6 points. So I think it was a one and done, run with him. We got the cup, but I don't think I'll be bringing him back. Goaltending-wise, Ottinger really performed for us. 4 shutouts, a 9.3 save percentage, and a 2.33 goals against. And I look at the playoff tree here, guys. Of course, we know our run to it, but you had the best of 7 with the Avs, swept the Stars, Ducks in 5, then a best of 7 with the Rangers. Rangers there with the Flyers in 7, Jackets in 6, and then the Lightning in 6 as well. Finally here, guys, take a look at the awards. Stanley Cup champs, looks good. Obviously, got the Clarence Campbell there too. Individual awards, Ovechkin got the Art Ross trophy. I mean, that's still so crazy to me at 41. Draisaitl got the Hart. Ovi definitely gets it. If at 41 he gets most points and most goals. McCarr, James Norris, Marner, Lady Bing, Ty Voigt there, Calder, Bedard, of course, Conn Smythe, Carter Hart got the Vezina, but Vasilevsky got the William Jennings with Brossoit, Matt Benning there, Bill Masterton, Seattle coach Jack Adams, Rossi there, Selke, interesting. I didn't think his defensive game was that good. McDavid though, Ted Lindsay, okay, and then Ovi, of course, Maurice Richard. Ovi not getting the Ted Lindsay or the Hart, definitely surprising. Again, AHL-wise, Coachella won the Calder Cup. Most points there goes to Sachin. Kirk, though, MVP. Gogolev, most goals. Picard, best rookie. Ty Nelson, best defenseman. Riddick there, best goalie with the Griffins. Ty Nelson also got MVP of the playoffs. Big year for him. Jaeger, sportsmanship. Mikola there, community involvement. And then Amon there, lowest goals against. Now, the large results are in here, guys. Vegas jumps from 3-1. First overall, 2027. No idea who they'd be drafting. Take a look at the retired players next. Is Crosby retires Stanley Cup champ? He does not. Stamkos there actually stayed with the Lightning his entire career. Real life, I don't know. It's kind of looking like potentially he could leave after this season. Backstrom there retired with the Sharks. Phil Kessel, hopefully, let's see, after he didn't play with us, he actually didn't play a single game with the Islanders. So, I mean, Iron Man streak will be whatever it is there. The fact he dropped to a 78, I think we made the right move not re-signing him. Brent Burns retires. Corey Perry, Jeff Carter, Couture, Matthew Shane, Zuccarello, Oshie, Stastny, Stahl. I mean, honestly, tons of names are retiring, as you guys could see. Goaltending-wise, Jonathan Quick, Halak. And so you know what that means, actually? 2 guys who could retire did not, and Crosby and Carlson. I mean, I thought, one of them would want to, ride out into the sunset, but They still think they have some more game to give. Again, am I going to bring either one back? I don't think so, but you never know, I guess. So we'll take a look, guys, at this draft. I'm curious to see, like, at this point, obviously it's a crapshoot, who's even available. So looks like a standard top 5 medium elites here, sorted by guaranteed potential. Look at that. 2 American goalies, both going to go in the second round. One of them's a gem. Hopefully, can at least land one of those guys. And look at this guy, Jerry Allman, guaranteed medium top 6 and go like the 4th round. That's a gem for sure. Even Gary Price, guaranteed low top 6, gonna go like pretty late. And speaking of gems, guys, we'll take a look here. Potentially low elite at 27. I don't know if that's really worth the risk. This guy, complete unknown in the second round, also a gem. And then low top 4 guaranteed. That's not a gem. I don't know. Sometimes it shows gems that really aren't that good. I made a small trade here, guys, with the Penguins, offering up our 7th and Crosby for their 7th. Basically, I just want Crosby to retire as a Penguin. And they say yes. So I knew I was going to bring him back. So I feel like we did the right move there. And now next year, guys, we're trying to make a pretty big trade. The Vegas Golden Knights to get their 2 second-round picks, 35th and 52nd overall. So we can get the 2 gems we were looking at. I'm giving up our 3 third-round picks. The rights to Erik Karlsson, who's actually gone up in rating, now an 87. He also gained an X factor. He had a huge year for us. The thing is, we just can't afford to bring him back, especially with like Korchinski's contract kicking in. I think we have enough guys that can kind of fill his role. Shabbat and Jones. We should be okay. Helleson here actually dropped in rating to 81, but he still has a decent amount of value just because I think, you know, 81 overall, making $1 million, a decent contract. They want all of it, even though the second's on their block, the value's on our side. I think they say yes. Trades rejected. They would take Helleson. They actually don't want Karlsson by the looks of it. Would they just do this without him? Trades rejected. Okay, sometimes they're just a player they don't want. This year our scouts are pretty good. Let's also add a 4th rounder next year. That's accepted. Okay, so a lot to give up, but we can hit on both picks here. We're obviously laughing. So we'll take a look at the first round. You got Fleury there, 83 medium elite, 1st overall. Kelly, Yolinen, Jacobson, Shen. Okay, so Nashville kind of messed up their pick. Everyone else was a low 80, but that guy, looking to see if there's any other medium elites, but does not look to be. So we gotta hope that our scouts, you know, knew what they were doing here and they told us certain guys were gems. I'm taking a chance on Tukinen here, who they have low elite 1, but like our scouts have him ranked 27. That's in the 1st round. Supposed to be a gem, please. And what is he? He's a 65 low elite. Okay, early 2nd. Could be better, but also not terrible. And you know what I just realized, guys? I took the wrong player. I wanted to take Hossa here, who was a complete unknown gem at 43. I can't believe I messed that up. Okay, you know what? Let's see if St. Louis would be willing to just trade us their pick for the guy I just took, because I did not mean to take him. That's so annoying. So my stupidity here. Him in a 7th, they say yes. Okay, so we basically take him for St. Louis, and then next year I'm going to take the guy I actually wanted to. Again, I had so many guys pinned, I got messed up. So Jan Hossa, complete unknown gem. 61 medium top 6. Interesting. So 4 overall lower, medium top 6. Obviously, we took a chance there. He could be medium elite. He's more of a sure thing, but the low elite could end up being the better player. I feel like, you know, I'm fine with that. And actually, guys, I'm offering the Penguins our 2nd round pick for theirs. Plus, I killed Thomas. Just trying to move up a few spots here to make sure we get our goalie. They say no. Honestly, I could trade away Maverick York. He's a 2-way forward, but he's only got 80 D awareness, so probably never really makes our team, honestly. So we'll try that. They do say yes. I kind of figured that. So basically gave him up. Give us a very good shot of getting the goalie. No way. Hardigan, 60 medium elite. I traded up. Actually, he might be the other medium elite goalie. There were 2. Okay, he was. Slater's still there, the gem. Let's see who was better. They go back to back. Slater's the 48. See, guys. Oh my goodness. I don't understand. So Hardigan was the guaranteed medium elite non-gem. He's 60 overall. Slater was the gem medium elite goalie, and he's a 48. Doesn't make a ton of sense. Next year, guys, I'm offering Karlsson the Tampa Bay Lightning for 3rd round pick, 94th overall. Obviously, with him being better now, his rights are actually worth that. There was rumors he wanted to go to the Lightning, play with Hedman. We'll see what they say. Trades rejected. Just a bit low. Could throw a 7th rounder next year. We'll only have a 136, but we won the cup, so it's kind of okay. I feel like the Lightning should say yes, and there we go. All right, so I wanted that 3rd round pick as well because there's a guy who should be like guaranteed medium top 6, I think, at that point I was showing you guys earlier. If we can get him, I mean, for Karlsson's rights, that's actually a great move. And yeah, right there, Almond, gem, guaranteed medium top 6. Let's see what his rating is. 51 overall. It's not the highest rated, but medium top 6 in the 3rd round. Cannot complain. Now at this point, guys, we're just going to sim to our next pick, which isn't till later. Last pick in the 5th. Hopefully, some of the guys we have pinned are still available. I know we had some late picks. It's just actually this guy, 255. All right, so there was like a potential low top 4D, potential low top 6 forward. This guy, though, Chad O'Byrne, could be medium elite. If he is, that'd be like a steal. Wow, 48 low elite. I mean, for the last pick in the 5th round, that's awesome. Our next pick here, guys, again, we're just going to take a chance on somebody. This German goalie could be medium elite. Why not? And he's a fringe starter, which isn't amazing, but it's also not terrible. And I think this is our last pick now in the draft, 7th round, so we'll take the guy we have pinned. Probably a low top 4, Quinton McGrattan. And he is a low top 4, so in the 7th round, that's actually a really good value. Alright guys, so we're not the re-sign phase here with $8.2 million in cap space, so probably the least amount of cap space we ever had in the summer, which is why we had to trade away Carlson. We just couldn't afford him. Bedard back up to a 95. Kaprizov, though, dropped by 1 to 93. Shabbat's a 90. Okay, so Nazar obviously was the one we had to sign. We'll qualify for now for $1 million. And look at that, he wants $2 million for 1 year. Half what he was asking for beginning of the summer. Okay, he actually is really cheap. If we can get him locked up long term for $4 million, I think that's a steal. And then after that, AJ Greer there, I think he's been a solid 4th liner for us. 1.7. I'll offer him like 1.5 or 2. Now all these guys here, they're 27, done growing. Drury as well. We're just gonna let go. And look at this, guys. I'm checking out goalies here. Daigle's now at 84, so he's gonna be a very good backup behind Ottinger. I feel like within 1 year, he'll probably be the starter, at which point we'll just be able to trade Ottinger for whatever we can get. Klang there, probably move on from, because seems like too good to be the AHL starter. Although we could leave him there and then potentially just get him really cheap for the year after next to be Daigle's backup, which, yeah, might be the move, have Boyko as a backup, because all of our goalie prospects there are way too low rated to play yet. Alright, guys, so AJ Greer rejected. He said he didn't play enough, even though he's literally a 4th line player. Iskakov came back to the AHL team to Salvatore, Hayes, Marcel, Nazar. Basically, we have to give him more money if we want him on that long-term deal. If I reduce his years from 6 to 5, his ask comes way down, so we'll try that. Maybe he'll say yes. Greer, I think, is a good 4th liner. We'll give him like an extra 150K. Greer just not content the amount of playing minutes. We might just have to let him go. Nazar, though, said yes. I feel like, yeah, I can't be paying Greer $2 million, so he's gone. I'm sure we can find a grinder for cheap in free agency. As you guys can see at the bottom there, we got $5.5 million in cap space with pretty much no holes in the NHL team, so that's awesome to see. Alright, guys, so it's now the free agency period. We're basically just looking for 2 4th line forwards that are solid defensively. Sider's available, though. $14 million he wants. He's an RFA. We couldn't afford him anyway. Kucherov's also available. 96 overall he's at now. That's crazy. Same rating as Bedard. Wants $12.5 million. I mean, we could, like, trade away Ehlers, try and get him, but he's 34, so I feel like how much longer is he going to stay there? 99 passing, offensive awareness, and wrist shot accuracy. Wow. He's just absolutely torn it up. That is crazy. Jared McCann, 88, wants the same amount of money as Kucherov. So Kucherov's definitely, like, whoever gets him, that is a value signing. Celebrini there, looking for his first contract. Patty Kane, Sagan. Again, I'm looking for, like, defensive 4th line forwards. Connor Hellebuck's available, 86 overall. Always kind of curious to see the goalies. Speaking of, we'll take a look at 2-way goalies. No one available with more than medium fringe starter potential, so that's actually good to see. Everyone's signing their guys for the most part. Jamson here, right wing, 24.79, medium top 6. 2020 7th round pick by the LA Kings. How does this guy have medium top 6? That's another thing where, like, the game, EA sometimes gives guys like that, I feel, way too high potential compared to guys that, you know, deserve it more. Now, Tanner Pearson here, 81 overall at 34 years old. He could be, like, a 4th line left wing for us. He wants, like, no money, 1-year deal. Worst case, we'll just put him in the AHL. Also, too, I actually do need a couple AHL defensemen. Loof's still here, 25.78 now. Get him for a couple years there, and maybe he'll actually be an 80. Niemela as well, 25.78. The Leafs never signed him. Might as well take a chance. And look at this, guys. Philip Deneau's available, 3.9 million. He's 86 overall. Is that too good for our 4th line center? He'd be like on our first PK, 91D awareness. Just a super 4th line center. We have the money. How old is he? He's 34. I'm thinking like a 1-year deal. He'll actually want less. The thing is, I feel like Pittsburgh probably gives him a multi-year deal. He's just me our 4th line center. 1 year, 3.5 is probably the max I can offer him. Casey Cizikas, though, is also available. 87D awareness, 85 shot block, 88 stick check, decent physical. Honestly, for really cheap, he'd be a good option. Again, probably just do like 1 year, $1 million. And actually, you know what, guys? Nicholas Waugh here would probably be the perfect 4th line center, 83. A little bit younger there at 30. Could actually do a multi-year deal, like, I don't know, 3 years for $2 million. If he says yes, I think we, you know, have our guy for that 4th line. Again, we could get him and Deneau. Well, honestly, both those guys would just play, but I feel like we probably missed out on Deneau, which is fine. We'll have a bit of money there in terms of, you know, cap flexibility for the trade deadline or whatever. Tanner Pearson said yes, so it could be on an NHL team, could not. Cizikas said yes. Nicholas Waugh said yes. Loof, Niemela, a couple AHL defensemen. Jamson there's the medium top 6. Waiting to hear back from Deneau. And yeah, I figured he'd reject. He actually goes to the Oilers, which, fair enough. And since we still have a bit of money left, guys, I was looking around for different players. Liam Ogren here, an RFA with the Sabres, I believe. 23 years old, 80 overall, medium top 6. The reason I found him, he's got 5-star physical. Defensive awareness is pretty low at 81, but he does have 83 shot block, 90 stick check. Could potentially be like a 4th line guy. We have some money, or sorry, he's actually with Minnesota, now with Buffalo. If I offer him like 3 years at 1.9, 3rd round pick, I would give up. I feel like Minnesota probably matches that, but like, we'll take a chance. Now, over and accepted, again, Minnesota has a chance to match John Marino there for Nazar McGrath. And I'm going to say no. I think our defense is pretty solid as is. Minnesota's... Oh, McGrath's a low top 4. A 4th and a 5th for him and a 6th. I think I'll say yes. And then we'll see if we now give him a 3rd, because they just kind of did us a favor after we stole their guy. And Minnesota's not willing to match. Okay, so we get Liam Ogren. I think he'll actually be on the 4th line there with Watt, at which point, you know, Tanner Pearson, Cizikas, they're in the AHL, which is fine. They're basically backup options. Also, too, guys, I fired my AHL head coach. We failed to miss the playoffs. Also, I didn't really want him to be the head coach, so I'm going to try and bring in Joe Pavelski here like before. See if he'll join us. And there we go. Pavelski is joining as AHL head coach. Very cool. And look at this summer blockbuster, guys. Detroit gets Rubrek there, who I believe is immediately potential, with a 3rd and a 7th for Rasmussen and Greer. Greer, of course, was just on our team, 4th liner. So Detroit signed him, immediately traded him away. And Rasmussen would be like an 85 max. That seems like a fleece there by the Red Wings. And it's kind of funny, guys. The Red Wings are trying to trade us Victor Hedman here for Frank Nazar, of course. Hedman was on our team that one season. He's getting older now, though, so definitely say no to that. All right, guys, so next year I'm going to show what the team is looking like for next season. Hopefully they're good enough to defend the Stanley Cup and actually win back-to-back. First line there is still Kaprizov, Bedard, Ehlers. I feel like they were very good last year. Why break it up? The second line's now Helenius, Schmaltz, and Reichel, which should be very capable. Third line there, Hall, Nazar, Maggio. Fourth line, Waugh, Fernandez, Ogren. They get a +2, so I think that's actually even a better fourth line than before. Defensively here, we got Shabbat and Jones on the top pair. Korchinski, Allen on the second pair. Cristoforo now at 81, playing Murphy there on the bottom. I feel like Allen, Korchinski, hopefully that'll work. Allen's defensive defenseman. Maybe they'll make, you know, Korchinski, who's all offense, have the ability to kind of perform. He's really not yet for us, and I feel like we kind of need him to get going here. Goaltending-wise, Andre's still starting 89 overall, but Daigle's now an 86 as his backup. So, pretty crazy. I think, you know, within a year, he'll be the starter. We kind of have like a Luongo, Corey Schneider issue on our hands. In terms of the AHL, Klang there's an 82 starter. Boyko 77 backing him up. First forward line, you got Pearson playing with Tanner Housen, 81 now. So next year he's probably making the jump to the NHL. Also there playing with Jamson. We just signed him. He's an 81 already, but for a playmaker, he's only got 79 passing. So I don't really know if he'll ever be much. He's basically just a really good skater, it looks like. Chaz Lucius there on the second line with Iskakov and Reese. Doc, Moore, Bankier, Lardy, Zikas, Hayes. Like the forward group looks solid defensively. Vlasic there's an 80. Connor Murphy's down to an 82 now. He's about to be 35. If he drops in rating again like next season, I'll probably trade him away and we'll call up Vlasic to replace him. You can see he's paired up there with Niemela, Yakimchuk, Kaiser on the second pairing, Loof, Del Mastro on the bottom. I feel, you know, the AHL team with the new head coach in Velski should be a lot better this season. So pretty optimistic there for both teams. I'll show you guys our ratings here for next season before we end the episode. We've got 99 offense again with 92 defense and 91 goaltending. So the defense and the goaltending, I think, have both gone up in rating. Hopefully, like I said, we're good enough to actually go back-to-back here and win 2 straight Stanley Cups. If you guys enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.